Once upon a time, in a bustling town nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young merchant named Rahul. He was known far and wide for his colorful clothes, sparkling jewelry, and grand displays in the marketplace. Rahul wanted to be admired by everyone. He believed that if people saw how much wealth he had, they would respect him and be drawn to his success. Every morning, he would strut through the market with his head held high, making sure everyone noticed the gold chain around his neck and the bright silks that swayed as he walked. He spoke loudly, always sharing stories of his supposed adventures in distant lands, claiming to have dealt with kings and learned from sages. People began to whisper, some were impressed, others skeptical, but Rahul didn't mind as long as he was the center of attention. One day, an old, humble merchant named Ayan came to the town. Ayan was quiet and modest, his clothes worn, his cart simple. He didn't speak much about his wealth or his achievements, but he always sold the finest spices, herbs, and cloth, and people trusted him. Rahul saw Ayan's cart and decided that it was time to prove his superiority. "Look at that old man," Rahul sneered to his friends. "He may have good products, but he doesn't have the charm or the wealth I have. Watch how I will show him how it's done." Rahul marched over to Ayan's cart and boasted, "Old man, I see you have spices and cloth, but nothing compares to the luxury I offer. Look at my fine silk robes and my rare jewels. People like me, with wealth and charm, have the true power in this world." Ayan, who had heard many boastful merchants before, smiled gently. He didn't argue. Instead, he simply said, "Young man, wealth is fleeting, and charm can be deceiving. What lasts is honesty and good work. Let me tell you a story." Rahul rolled his eyes but sat down to listen, curious about the old merchant's story. Ayan began, "Many years ago, I was just like you, eager to show off my riches. I wore the finest clothes, threw grand parties, and spoke of my conquests. But one day a storm came. My grand house was destroyed, my wealth lost, and I found myself standing before a humble farmer, asking for food. That farmer looked at me and said, 'You may have had riches, but you forgot the most important thing: kindness. The storm doesn't care about your clothes, and neither do people who truly care about you. What matters is what you give, not what you show off." Rahul felt embarrassed as he listened to the old merchant. He had been so focused on showing off his wealth and superiority, but he now realized how empty it all seemed in comparison to the humble life Ayan described. The next day, Rahul woke up with a new mindset. He didn't wear his flashy clothes or display his jewels. Instead, he offered his goods in a simple manner, speaking kindly to customers and giving them honest advice. Slowly, the people of the town began to notice the change in him. They respected him not because of his wealth, but because of his honesty and humility. Rahul learned a valuable lesson that day. True respect comes not from showing off what you have, but from how you treat others and the integrity you carry with you. And so, he never again sought attention through grand displays. Instead, he worked hard, served his community, and found that in being humble, he had gained something far greater: genuine respect and friendship. Moral of the story: true value lies in your actions, not in what you show off.